Charging my attack. We actually got a good game here. Well, we hope it could be a good game. Who the hell knows? Brady, you got this. You got a guy right in front of you. Where are you? Oh my God, that was caught by Kittle, but he's not gonna be in. I'm not gonna lie, that was a hell of a play, but I mean, you gotta check down right in front of you, Kittle. You could take that, not Kittle, Purdy. You can take that one instead of going for Kittle down the field. You had to check down, I believe, in McCaffrey, but he chose to go for the long ball down the field. I don't hate the play. I'm just saying you probably could have made it easier on yourself by taking the check down there. Either way, it's all good, you know. You take whoever you want to take. It is booming in Seattle. You can tell. You can tell. You can tell it is hype in Seattle. And hopefully this does turn into a good game. Please turn into a good game. I'm begging you turn into a good game. We need this to be a good game. Let's see. What's going on, guys? Just give me a minute here. Didn't even know if I was going to do this today. Niners are going to continue to move the ball down the field. Gotta get in on this game. Niners are moving the ball down the field relatively well, and McCaffrey, oh my God, McCaffrey breaks it. McCaffrey, whoa, I thought he was taking it to the house. It's gonna be tough trying to stop that though. Trying to stop that dude is going to be very difficult for the Seahawks today. Anyway, what's going on, people? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Just getting the setup here. What you got, Purdy? What you got on this play? Purdy's playing well. I like this. You know, like doing some things early on here. Been great so far in this game. Oh, yeah. Two things I forgot. Purdy's got time. Got it to Deebo Samuel, and Samuel almost got that. All of a sudden, we got first and goal right off the bat. This is a beautiful start for the Niners. Niners starting this off the right way. Gotta love what you're seeing from San Francisco to start this game off. Gotta love what you're seeing from them. They are doing their thing to start this off. I don't even know how long I'm going to be here. Just wanted to get something going real quick. Washington really went outside. What else is new, dude? What else is new? We know the team's terrible. McCaffrey, let him get his touchdown. Let him get his touchdown. Dang it. Stuffed right there. Second and goal coming up here for the 49ers. You know the defense is going to come out here and try to be aggressive early on. Want to make a stop here at the goal line if you're the Niners. There you go. Got a different element here. How's your Thanksgiving? It's been good. It's been good. It's been fun. Been chill so far. Giving it to Debo, and Debo is going to rush himself in for a touchdown. And we knew Debo Samuel was going to find the end zone early on in this game. Debo Samuel doing what he does best, scoring. 9 plays, 71 yards, 5 minutes off the clock, and San Francisco finds themselves in the end zone. What's going on, Daniel? What's going on, Josh? Happy Thanksgiving to both you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the chat. Appreciate some of y'all stopping by. Just wanted to sit back and see how this game goes. Don't even know if I can be here for long, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see how long I can be here. Maybe we can push this to the whole game. But I did want to get something out, talk a little bit about some football here as we watch a game where we hope things will be good. In Seattle and then San Francisco, usually when they meet up, it means it's gonna be a good game. I don't know. I hope so, but usually when these two teams meet up, it's a good game. You know, so I'm just hopeful. I'm just hopeful that it'll actually be good. You know, you do want to see one of those great matchups here. Hopefully we will get that. Not looking for this. Hopefully some of you guys are enjoying your day. It's been good so far for a lot of us. You know, you hope to keep that same level of energy for the most part. You know? I'm just hoping this will be a good thing. You think Bryce Young is a bust or Frank Reich is trash? I'm not going to declare a rookie quarterback a bust because he's not playing well in his rookie season. And Frank Reich does not know what he's doing with that team right now. He has not put his rookie quarterback in a lot of good positions. Honestly, I would not be surprised if they move on from Frank Reich at the end of the season. But again, I don't know. It could really go either way, honestly. I honestly think it could go either way. But yeah, it's not exactly easy for the Panthers. They haven't been good. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day to you too, Maurice. Appreciate you stopping by, pulling up to the stream. We're hopeful that this will be a good game. Please be a good game. Man, we need this to be a good game. I'm not even going to lie to you. We need this to be a good game. We really, really need this to be a good game. We really do need this to be a good game. Either way, Niners went down the field on their opening drive and scored. So let's see what Seattle can do on their opening drive. They're going to get the ball up here. Oh, he's got space. Oh, he's got space. Oh, my God. Can he go all the way? One man to beat. Oh, my God. He almost kept his feet. Beautiful starting position for Seattle. They almost scored on their opening drive here. Almost got off a kick return. If Seattle can capitalize on this offensively and score a touchdown, it'll be big. If this man had more speed, I'm telling you, bro, he would have got this touchdown. If he had more speed, he would have got this touchdown. Looks like Ron's getting fired on Black Friday. Also, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Nicholas. I don't see Ron Rivera getting fired. I don't see him getting fired at this point. It's not really going to benefit them. I would love for it to be the case, but I don't think it's going to happen. So now 1st and 10 at the Niners 33-yard line. Gino, he's going to keep it himself and pick up a yard. Okay, don't exactly know what to make of that play, but yeah, that wasn't exactly what you were looking for. I would have preferred something a little bit more there, but you know, it is what it is. some sort of touchdown up on this opening drive. You got great field position to just waste. Second down and 9. Gino taking a shot. Was looking for DK Metcalf. Could not connect. Third down coming up here. I'm not gonna lie, that was a very dangerous throw by Gino here. That was an incredibly dangerous throw by Gino. Third down and 9 here. Come on, Seattle, you can't go 3 and out here and all of a sudden you gotta settle for a field goal because you can't do anything. Empty backfield here for Gino. Can you get something from this? Gino's gonna take the snap here. He's got somebody over the middle. It is almost picked off. That is disgusting work by the Seattle offense. You get perfect field position and you do absolutely nothing with it. That's just not a good look. And Gino, he was looking for DK Metcalf, and that's good defense, but I mean, damn. That could have been picked. At this point, you'll just be happy to get some points out of this drive, but man, for the Niners defense to go out there and shut them down on a 3 and out situation, that was quick. Gotta get 3 out of this, but you would have preferred 7. You absolutely would have preferred 7. Geno Smith, 1-year wonder? Not fully sure about that. What's going on, Sam? Appreciate you stopping by. Happy Thanksgiving to you too as well. But yeah, I don't see Ron Rivera getting fired. I really don't see that. And Geno Smith as a 1-year wonder. Well, I mean, I don't really know if we could fully say that because I mean, we knew what Geno Smith was. And last year, he had moments where he didn't play well, moments where he did. At the end of the day, you look at what you're seeing. Andrew, my man, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you too as well. When you look at the team, they're 6-4. It's not like they're like losing games. Everyone thought they would win 5 games with Geno last year, and they made the playoffs. And this year, they're still in playoff contention, though. Losing a game like this wouldn't be a good look for him, but still, you're still within the range of what you need to do. So just like, it's not a terrible situation is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, Geno's turned the ball over a lot. If there's anything to criticize Geno for, it's him turning the ball over. I have not liked a lot of times where Geno is just turning the ball over and putting his team in bad positions. And there are also times where you need the offense to move and put points on the board and they just don't do anything with it. Like this one was a perfect example. This was legitimately a perfect example. Here you have a situation where on the opening drive you get a great kick return and you do nothing with the football. How do you get a great position and you do nothing with the football? You think Zach Wilson is in the same conversation as Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell? Not necessarily, because I don't know if anyone had any real expectations for Zach Wilson. Everyone immediately sat back and said Zach Wilson was a terrible decision by the Jets. Then again, I don't know. It's kind of tough. Actually, the argument can be made. An argument can be made, but I don't know. I'm really thinking, because it's not like he was a... Then again, I can't even say he wasn't somewhat of a problem. He had lost the locker room after 2 years of being a starter. And they like legit rallied behind Mike White as opposed to him. You might actually have something there where you say Zach Wilson could be in that same conversation as Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell. Though with Jamarcus Russell, it's kind of a whole situation with that we don't need to get into. A lot of personal stuff is ultimately what led to his downfall for the most part. There was a lot of things that were happening in his personal life, a lot of things that were happening to him psychologically. We don't need to go into that. With Ryan Leaf, it's kind of a different situation, but I mean, Zach Wilson is undoubtedly a bust, and I don't think anybody's going to deny that at this point. Zach Wilson's a bust. We don't need to discuss that. He's definitely a mistake, and they're just going to have to eat it. And it's not like he's a situation where he was like a Trey Lance who just couldn't stay healthy. Trey Lance couldn't stay healthy, suffered injuries, and never had a chance to showcase what he could do because he could never stay on the field. Zach Wilson's had plenty of time. He hasn't gotten injured. He's been on the field. He's just been awful. Anywho, second possession here for the Niners. Let's see what Brock Purdy can do. that bye week came at a perfect time for the Niners because Brock Purdy, last week he played well, and tonight, this opening drive, he starts off playing well. Let's see if he can continue to play this efficient style of football. Your top. Honestly, I couldn't give you a list of my top 5 quarterbacks right now. I honestly could not give you a list of that right now. I mean, yeah, man, look at this. Brock Purdy, since he took over in week 14 of 2022, he's like top 5 in a lot of passing statistics. Yeah, but he's literally the perfect system quarterback. We really have to give a lot of credit to Shanahan for the teams that he's been able to build, the offensive systems that he's built. Wide open, Deebo Samuel's going to take it, keep his feet, and move to the first down. Favorite thing? There's so much you can go with there. I mean, being African myself, cannot go wrong with the jollof rice showing up here. Brock Purdy's got plenty of time. He's going to look down the field deep. Got Deebo Samuel open again, and they just keep moving the ball down the field. And Deebo, all right, he's okay. Can't go wrong with the classic turkey. Obviously, you get the mac and cheese with that. But I actually don't have a favorite Thanksgiving dish. Because there's so much that, I mean, definitely, in our place, we got a lot of different stuff. Do I don't know if anyone in our family's bringing Joe? Nah, I'd probably look. You can't go wrong with the turkey, especially when the turkey, like, you get a, well, then again, for us, we ain't really doing turkey. We like get a whole, it's kind of like a turkey, but we get like a whole chicken and do some stuff with it. McCaffrey, going up the middle, first down picked up. But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know if I have a specific favorite Thanksgiving dish, but you honestly can't go wrong with for us, you can't go wrong with the jollof rice, especially when it's done great. You also always get those meatballs that show up as well. You get a lot. Because we really do extend it. Oh, this is a flag. I think it's a hold. Yep, a hold on the Niners, so it's going to move them back 10 yards and take away the first down. But yeah, I'm not sure. Stuffing for you? Stuffing's actually pretty nice. I've had some of that. It's pretty good. But I don't think I have a favorite dish, honestly. But again, you can't go wrong with the mac and cheese. I think the mac and cheese is always the most classic Thanksgiving dish. You can't go wrong with the mac and cheese. Stuffing's also pretty good. Can't go wrong with the turkey. Deviled eggs is an interesting one for a lot of people. That's usually a common one you would see too. That's also pretty nice for people. First and 18. Let's see what happens. I'm about to call timeout. Yep, because the play clock was running down. Okay, Washington, you're in danger in not only being swept by Dallas, but being swept by all teams in your division. They're gonna get swept. They're not beating the Cowboys unless it's a bye week for them. Well, which it won't. It won't be. I don't think they're gonna rest their starters week 18, so they'll probably lose that game too. You think the Lions are last year's Vikings? Great question, and an argument could be made. A legit argument could be made that they are last year's Vikings. It's the team that you're not fully sure you can trust. It feels like that, they have a lot of talent and they're showcasing it and they're winning games, but there's times where they look very questionable against teams they shouldn't look questionable against. Like today's game. Against the Packers, they looked very, very questionable. Last week against the Bears, they looked very, very questionable, though they found a way to win it. There's some questions about this team. You look at the offense at times. Offense can be very, very scary. They start turning the ball over. It gets really bad. Sometimes defensively, they're not looking great. Yeah, I think you can make a very good argument they are similar to last year's Vikings. I think that's a fair criticism to put on this team right now, because a game like today against the Packers where they just looked lost, they couldn't get anything going on fourth downs. They were turning the ball over several times over early on. Jared Goff did not look great. The defense at times was just getting beat. You can make the argument. So that's not a bad argument. That's a fair argument that they could be last year's Vikings. And if you look at how they played this year, you feel like that could very well be the case. Luckily for them, they're in the NFC, so it's not like they have to deal with a lot of major competition. But they do have 3 teams that are definitely in front of them: the Eagles, the Niners, and the Cowboys. All 3 of those teams are better than Lions. Clear better than Lions. And they're gonna have to take on, the Cowboys and see how they do against them. Matter of fact, let me look at Detroit's schedule. Detroit has a very easy schedule. Like, after everyone, sat back and watched them get destroyed by the Ravens, and everyone's like, oh, we gotta question it. But looking at their schedule, other than the Cowboys, who do they have to deal with? They almost lost to the Bears. They lost the Packers. Next week's the Saints. They got the Bears again. The Broncos, depending on how the Broncos look, that might be a tough game for them. It could be a loss. The Vikings, the Cowboys, and the Lions, and the Vikings again, my mistake. They don't have the toughest of competition. So yeah, arguments can be made. They are similar to last year's Vikings. I think that's a fair criticism of them. Yeah, mashed potatoes, stuffing, turkey, those are the usual stuff you'll see there. Yeah, I'm probably just going to go with the jollof rice for me and our family stuff. You cannot go wrong with the rice. First down, especially when it's done so well, you get the... Alright, let me chill out. First down and 18 here. Oh, and whenever we get plantain too. First down and 18, over the middle, it's going to be caught. A lot of people are going to talk about Watt, Garrett, and Parsons for DPOY, but their blend should be consideration. Dude, he has 5 pick sixes. He just made history today. We've never seen one player get 5 pick sixes in a season. He just made history. So I think he should get consideration for Defensive Player of the Year. He's not going to get it, but I think he should get a lot of consideration. What's going on, excuse me. What's going on, MDT? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Second down and 14. Purdy just going to roll to his right, get past the defender. He's firing towards the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Jennings. Third down and 14 here for the San Francisco 49ers. Do you think the Packers could turn their season around? I mean, they could be in a situation like Denver where they have a shot. I think they have a shot. Look at the NFC. It's not that incredibly strong. They've got a shot. They've got a real good shot. Just taking a look at the standings right now, winning a game against the Lions. They're 5-6 right now. They're 5-6. Third and 14, they're going to have to run a screen, and that was snuffed out. And I think that takes them out of field goal range. The Seahawks defense makes a strong stand, and now San Francisco's going to have to punt the football. Taking a look at it right now, who's their competition for a playoff spot? You've got the Seahawks at 6-4. You've got the Vikings at 6-5. You've got the Falcons at 4-6. Honestly, they might be in the playoff picture right now. They're 5-6. Let me take a look at the playoff picture right now. I want to see it right now because they just won. They might be the 7th seed right now. No, they're the 6th. They're 8th seed. So yeah, the Cowboys. I forgot. Cowboys are 8-3. Seahawks are 6-4, and the Vikings are 6-5. Now the Packers right now are 5-6. I think they're in a Broncos situation where they have a real good chance to try and sneak in and make it to the playoffs. They have a real good shot. The Packers right now are the 8th seed. They're 5-6. They're 5-6. They're right behind the Vikings at 6-5. Now the Minnesota Vikings, we'll have to see. Let me look at Green Bay's schedule. Looking at the Green Bay Packers, they got a fair chance. Got a fair chance. I need to look at the Packers' schedule moving forward. They got the... All right. Come on, bro. I was just about to give them some chances. Okay. Okay. They got Kansas City next week. That's most likely going to be a loss. They got the Giants. They got the Bucks. They got the Panthers. They got the Vikings and Bears. So here's what I got to see. if the most important game is those final two games against the Vikings and the Bears, if they can beat the Vikings, depending on what the Vikings have to deal with, which I have to look at their schedule as well, I think they're going to be challenging Minnesota. Then again, it could be a situation where Seattle could fall out of this. The Minnesota Vikings, take a look at their schedule. They have the Bears on Monday Night Football. I don't know why that's the case. Then they got the Raiders. Then they got the Bengals. Then they got the Lions. Then they got the Packers. And then they got the Lions again. This is going to be very tough. I think the Packers could potentially sneak in. Other than that Kansas City game, there's not a single one of these games where I can sit back and say the Packers don't have a shot to win. So yeah, Green Bay could turn their season around if they start picking up a couple more wins. They were able to escape the Chargers. They were able to win that game because the Chargers are incompetent. And then they just took down the Lions. They got, other than the Chiefs game, they got the Giants. That's a game they should be able to win. The Bucs could go either way, but they should be able to try and pull out a win. The Panthers is a win that the Packers can get. But that Week 17 game on New Year's Eve against the Vikings, that one's big. And then the Bears. I think it's the playoff race is going to come down to the final 2 weeks, where the Vikings and the Packers are going to go at it, and then that final game where it's the NFC North going at it, Packers, Bears, Vikings, Lions. I think that's going to be for playoff seedings. And if the Packers can pull off a couple wins, they got a great chance. At least we fired Matt Canada. Yeah, congrats on that one. First time a head coach has been fired mid-season for the Steelers since 1941. Pearl Harbor hadn't even happened yet. Think about that. The Japanese haven't even bombed. Let's not go into that. But you know what I mean. 1941 is the last time the Steelers had fired any sort of coach mid-season. That's crazy. First down and 10 here. Oh man, I said the B word. They're gonna take my stream off. I should not have said that. Oh, I hope. Listen, we were just pointing something out. Don't shut me down, YouTube. If all of a sudden my stream just cut, we know the reason why. I was just pointing out something. But yes, 1941 is the last time they had fired a coach mid-season. That's how long it's been since the Steelers have done that. And I think it's the last time they fired any coach since 2001. Every year, it's got a team starting terrible and then go on a historical run. 2021 was the Dolphins, 2022 was the Lions, and 2023 was the Broncos. Wow. The Seahawks are just making mistakes offensively, and now you're at the one. Third down coming up here. How did they mess this up on the exchange? Oh my God. He tripped up his own quarterback. I cannot believe it. Running into your own, oh boy. That is disgusting. So yeah, Seattle might as well punt the football here. They're not doing anything on third and long. 3rd and 16 from the 1 yard line against the Niners defense. Man, if you don't check this ball down, there you go. You're not getting anything. Sit down, don't turn the ball over, and get ready to punt the football. That's a waste of a drive, but they were already in terrible field position. Chances of them getting anything major was 0 to 9. It was an awful starting spot. Not a good start.
Exactly right. Michael Dixon will kick it. Ray McLeod.
I think if the Bears get the first pick, they should get Caleb Williams and Trey Fields, or trade the pick like they did last year. Honestly, it just depends on what the Bears want to do. Are they still looking to build around Justin Fields? Here's my thing. If you are, we're going to find out in the offseason. I don't know what the Bears are planning to do. Are they going to, if they're going to build around him, then they need to fix that offensive line and probably get him another weapon. If they're really looking to build around Justin Fields, then they're going to use the pick they got from the Panthers, that first overall pick, and they'll probably be another top 5 pick as well. They'll use those 2 picks to help the offensive line and maybe get him another weapon. That's probably what they'll do if they're going to look to build around Justin Fields. If they're not looking to build around Justin Fields, they're going to trade him in the offseason and use that pick to get Caleb Williams. But I don't know what they're going to do. I don't really have a definitive answer because I don't know what the decision is by the Bears. I don't know what direction they're going. I don't know what they want to do. Because it looked like they were going to build around Fields when they went to trade for names coming out of my head right now. 1st and 10 here by McCaffrey, and he's gonna break it. 1st down here. Why is his name? Why is DJ Moore? Thank you. Yeah, that's when they traded for DJ Moore. They traded that pick to Carolina for DJ Moore. And then they went to go get Chase Claypool, which it didn't work out. They were bringing receivers here, weapons for him to throw to. So it looked like they were building around Justin Fields. Now I don't know what they're looking to do because it was not a great season for them. So they'll have to figure some things out. 1st down and 10 here. Debo, he's going to look to throw here. Nothing's there. He's just going to have to toss it out of bounds. But if they trade Fields, they might get 1 or 2 first-rounders to build around Caleb. Again, who's going to, with the way Justin Fields looked like, can they even get a first-rounder for him? I'm just thinking, what team needs a quarterback right now? What team needs a quarterback that's not going to be in the competition for Caleb? I'm just saying, what team do you think? Because I'm looking at these teams right now, just looking at the, let's go look at the records right now. Looking at the standings, teams, the Jets, we know the Jets are not going to trade for Justin Fields. They're waiting for Aaron Rodgers. The Commanders, right now, Sam Howell seems to be their guy. They don't look interested. Could you trade Justin Fields to the Giants? Potentially, but they don't look like they're interested in having Justin Fields. Who would you trade him to? The Cardinals, I don't even know if they're going off Kyler or not. And with them being 2-9, they have a shot. They technically have a shot. The Panthers don't win. I mean, again, it's right now the worst records we're seeing. The Cardinals are 2-9. The Panthers are 1-9. Patriots are 2-8. You got guys that are in the race for Caleb Williams, and they have a great shot to try and get it, depending on if Carolina wins some games. So I'm just looking at this right now. Who could they trade him to? Another 1st down picked up here on 3rd down for the Niners. What team would be looking for him? I don't think the Giants are going to look. Giants, they don't have the type of offense where they're going to want to have Justin Fields. Maybe the Raiders. But again, I don't know if the Raiders are even looking to do so. I don't know. Seahawks are not going to trade for Justin Fields. They had already given Geno Smith a deal. They would not be looking to trade for Justin Fields. I don't think Seattle's interested in that type of thing. So I wouldn't put the Seahawks there. The Giants, from what we've heard of the reports, they're still in on what's it called? They're still dedicated to Daniel Jones, who they paid $40 million. So they're not going to look to trade Justin Fields, who again has a completely different play style from Daniel Jones. Even though technically they are both mobile quarterbacks, they kind of run some different offenses there too. I don't think the Giants are looking to get that. That's just not what they would be looking for. They paid Daniel Jones, so they're not looking to get another quarterback there. The Raiders, potentially, but I don't even know if the Raiders have an offense where they would want to get Justin Fields. And I don't even know if Bill Belichick's... I mean, Patriots could be an interesting one. So I think that may be the only one, but they're also in the sweepstakes potentially for Caleb Williams. He got it off. Oh, he got it off. Kittle got the catch just before the 1st quarter. So I'm just thinking about this. I don't know if any of the teams you name, maybe the Patriots, but I don't know. And would any of them want to trade a 1st-round pick? Would they trade a 1st-round pick for him, knowing the value, based on what he's seen, he's not going to be seen as some incredibly high-valued player. You can imagine judging with the weapons in Atlanta, and you imagine who? The weapons in Atlanta, and they need to get rid of that coach. You don't use the. I mean, we know they got to get rid of that coach in Atlanta. You don't use that. Arthur Smith's got to go. He don't use those guys. You don't really use those guys. But who could I imagine? Who with the weapons in Atlanta? Can I imagine who specifically? You got a player that you're saying that? Can I imagine them with the weapons in Atlanta? Think Belichick will be in New England next year? Don't know. That's kind of up to Robert Kraft. Feels like it'd be Ravens here. Hopefully. Oh, Justin. Can you imagine Justin with the weapons in Atlanta? First of all, Atlanta's defense is still not where you want it to be. It's improved, but it's still not where you want it to be. And putting Justin Fields there with those weapons doesn't guarantee that it's going to be magical. Because again, coming into this year, a lot of people thought they surrounded him with weapons. They gave him DJ Moore and all these other guys. And nothing came of the offense. And I don't know if Arthur Smith is going to be there next year or not. If he still is, they're not using Bijan Robinson. They're not using Kyle Pitts. I don't know. We can always make these assumptions where we can imagine a player in Atlanta, but it doesn't guarantee those players are going to be utilized. And people still got questions about Justin Fields himself. Is he the issue, or is it the system he's in? Saints got Derek Carr. They just gave him money. I don't think the Saints are looking. Again, the Vikings, again, I don't even know what they're, right now with Vikings, they love what they're seeing from Dobbs. Kirk Cousins may not be here, but they love what they're seeing from Dobbs. They're not going to trade a first-round pick to get Justin Fields when Dobbs is giving them similar production. Patriots, I don't know if the Patriots are going to look to trade. They're not the type of franchise that's going to give up a first-round pick. So maybe if there was a second-round pick for Justin Fields, potentially, but a first-round pick, probably not. Patriots, I think there's a chance for that. Giants, again, they just paid Daniel Jones $40 million. They're not about to go trade for another quarterback. I don't see it with the Giants. Raiders, debatable, but again, I'm not seeing it. Bucks are not going to do that. We're naming a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, but a lot of the teams you named, I don't see them giving up a first-round pick to get a quarterback, especially because all these teams you've named, picking up Justin Fields does not guarantee they're going to be a highly competitive playoff team or go the distance. It doesn't guarantee that. Like, if the Giants got Justin Fields, it doesn't guarantee they're going to go the distance. We're seeing him in Chicago, and he hasn't had moments. He's had moments where he's been good, but he's had moments where he's been bad. I don't think all of a sudden they get Justin Fields and the Giants are going to be Super Bowl contending team. On third down, he gets stopped there again, so the Niners are going to have to settle for a field goal. Again, Falcons aren't going to become a Super Bowl contending team with Justin Fields. Saints, not going to become a Super Bowl contending team with Justin Fields as the quarterback. Neither are the Bucks. Illegal contact on the defense is going to be a first down, so the Niners drive continues. Patriots are about to become a Super Bowl contending team with Justin Fields. And he'll be going to a situation where he has worse weapons in New England than he has right now in Chicago. That doesn't change much for him. So a lot of teams you named here, I'm not sure they're willing to give him a first round pick, nor are they looking at the situation where they're like, hey, we get him, we got it. And some of the teams that you named right now are in contention or in the battle for Caleb Williams. So they'd rather just take their chances in the quarterback draft as opposed to trading a first round pick to get Justin Fields. And again, lastly, I don't know if Chicago wants to do that. We can bring up the argument, but is Chicago looking to trade Justin Fields? You're naming teams that need quarterbacks. They could always go in the draft, or they could look to pick up someone else. I don't know what the Bears want to do. Are they even interested in trading Justin Fields in the first place? That has to be the question. I don't know if they are. If they are interested in trading Justin Fields, we'll find out. We know there's teams that need quarterbacks, but I don't know if they're going to give him a first-round pick for Justin Fields. Second and 3, going to McCaffrey. McCaffrey almost breaking through. I'd say Falcons, they fit their scheme and they got weapons. Get rid of Arthur, and they're also not in contention for Caleb. Falcons have had opportunities to get other quarterbacks, and they haven't exactly pushed the trigger on that one. So I don't see them giving up a first-round pick to get Justin Fields. And again, I must specify, we don't know if Chicago is looking to move off of Justin Fields or not. It could be a fit, but are they looking to move off of him? Lamar could have been a fit in Atlanta, but Baltimore clearly wasn't looking to move off of him. They just wanted to get a contract done. First and goal, McCaffrey, touchdown. You know how the Falcons waste their first rounders on offensive talent. Yeah, but they do that via the draft. They don't just give that up in free agency. They'll just draft another talented offensive players. They love the draft. How often do you see the Falcons give up a first round pick to get some talent? They'd rather just get that talent through the draft. What's going on, Luis? How you doing? So again, yes, the fit would work. It'd be a great environment for him. If you get rid of Arthur Smith, it'd work. But would the Bears be willing to do that? And are the Falcons even looking to give up a first-round pick? Second-round pick, maybe. But would they give up a first-round pick for Justin Fields? I'm not sure they would. I'm surprised you're streaming. Yeah, I don't even know how long I'm going to be here. I might be here till halftime, maybe more. I don't know. I just felt I had to stream something today, you know. There was 3 games happening. I felt let me throw my hand into at least one of these and see what happens. Either way, McCaffrey continuing to find the end zone the way we expect him to. And it's a 14-3 game. It is a 14-3 game. Niners up 14-3. Seattle, they got some work to do offensively. But yeah, the Falcons don't really utilize first-round picks. Again, second round they might be willing to try and trade for Justin Fields. But first round, I'm not sure. Has Justin Fields shown enough for people to believe he'd be a first-round pick type of quarterback for a trade? Oh, come on. Whenever they were filming. See, I could have been on campus when they were filming this. I'm just saying. I'm just talking to myself, don't worry about it. I just saw a commercial about something. But, yeah, I don't know if the Falcons are willing to give up a first-round pick for Justin Fields, who, again, we're not even sure what he is at this point as a quarterback. There's some upside, there's some talent, but there's been some bad moments from him as a quarterback, and there's been some moments where he's looked bad. Do you think he'll be a Super Bowl rematch this year? I think the possibility is high. I think the possibility is very high. I picked the Niners to get out of the NFC, so I'm going to stick with my Niners pick. But I'm not sure, but I think it's highly likely we can get a Super Bowl rematch. But I don't know. Me personally, what do I want the rematch? What do I want in the Super Bowl this year? Give me a rematch in Super Bowl 47. I'm just saying. I picked the Niners to come out of the NFC, and I want the Ravens to come out of the NFC. I'll take Ravens, Niners in the Super Bowl. What's going on, Khalil? Appreciate you stopping by. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Except me personally, I'll take Ravens, Niners in the Super Bowl. That's what I would want. Ravens, Niners in the Super Bowl. Let me get a rematch in Super Bowl 47. I'm sure the Niners would love that. But I think it's a good chance that you could see a rematch of last year's Super Bowl, because I don't know if there's going to be any team that can beat the Eagles, though I still pick the Niners. I think the Niners can beat the Eagles. The Eagles have had a lot of games where they have not played well, they've been sloppy, but they've been resilient to be able to pull off those comebacks. Against the Niners, would that happen? There's a chance. It's not like the Niners playing for perfect football. The Eagles, everybody's beatable, Luis. This year, everything's wide open. This season, everything's wide open. Every team that's competing is very beatable. We watched the Niners lose to the Browns with P.J. Walker as a quarterback. We watched the Eagles lose to the Jets. We watched the Chiefs lose to the Lions. Our team has lost to the Colts. Every team has showcased they can be beatable and they can have games where they're not their best. Eagles are certainly beatable. Niners are beatable. Lions are beatable. Chiefs, Ravens, Jaguars, Dolphins, all of us are beatable. I think it's wide open. This is the most wide open it's been in a battle for the Super Bowl. The most wide open in both the AFC and NFC. Anyone can take it. If there's any year the Ravens could go the distance, it would have to be this year. Nice run here on first down. Think he got there. I'm sick of hearing the NFL is rigged. It's clearly not. I mean, there'll always be debates and arguments. I think there's some aspects where you can sit back and say there's rigging, but I only speak about the areas of rigging when it comes to certain calls and what the refs are doing. I'm not going to sit there and say there's rigging where it comes to players playing a certain way or people are faking injuries, the way you see that. But there's always going to be some sort of a messing around in sports. We see it all the time in the NBA. It's already been documented. There's been areas in the NBA where there's been certain calls by the referees. Oh my God, Geno threw a pick. Geno just threw an interception, and Seattle is looking bad offensively. Chiefs' offense is one of the worst in the NFL, so AFC wide open. Travis Kelce also said he's going to retire after this year. Travis Kelce did not say he's going to retire after this year. He said he's considering retirement for the first time in his career. He never officially said he's done after the season. He's considering retirement. Yeah, Geno has been turning the ball over way too much this year, and this is a problem. This is a serious problem. And Seattle could be in a lot of trouble if they continue to play like this. This could turn really bad. Geno's been turning the ball over way too much, dude. Seahawks never been the same. Seahawks never been the same since we whooped. No, I mean, they've been looking like this the last couple weeks. Because Gino over the last 5 games has been turning the ball over at a disgusting level. He's consistently turned the ball over, and it's been bad for them. Nah, this is about to be 21-3, easy. This is about to easily be 21-10 unless somebody makes a play defensively here. And a nice run to start this off. You better hope the defense makes a stop because this Seattle offense ain't doing nothing tonight. They're not doing a single thing tonight. It's been bad. But yeah, the AFC is wide open. The NFC is wide open. Anybody can go the distance. The Chiefs are not at their best offensively right now. And anyone's got a chance. Honestly, out of the last couple of years, I think this is the best chance the Ravens have got to get into a Super Bowl, given the circumstances, man. I think they got a good shot. Will they get there? Not sure. Purdy gets it out quickly. This is where you got to see the tackling. Seattle's defense tackling well. Can they make a stop here on 3rd and long? It's going to matter. If they can make a stop here, they'll get the ball back to their offense and we'll pretend that pick just never happened. But yeah, I got one more game. Sunday Night Football. Got to deal with that. Ravens, Chargers. After that, we can head into our bye week. And then we'll discuss. Because I know the last couple weeks you guys keep talking to me about how I feel about the Ravens and do I consider them a legit Super Bowl contending team. After the Chargers game, we can start having those real discussions about the Ravens. 3rd and 11. Hell, if they don't pick this first down up, you at least hope they can get to field goal range. Here we go. Seattle sending pressure. Purdy is going to get smoked. And the defense makes sure that pick does not result in points. San Francisco is going to have to punt the football. Never trust the Ravens in Super Bowl contention. Yeah, I mean, I'll discuss that when I discuss it. But again, the discussion right now for the Ravens is whether or not you should trust them. And I think a fair assessment can be made that you can trust them, and a fair assessment can be made that you shouldn't trust them. At the same time, what's going on, Joshua? At the same time, with the way every team has looked this year, honestly, can you trust anybody? I'm being serious. This is the first time I've sat back and say, I don't know if I can fully trust the Chiefs. I trust Patrick Mahomes. I trust Travis Kelce. In some cases, I trust, in a lot of cases, I trust Andy Reid. But that receiving core, I wouldn't trust them with anything. Those boys can't catch a cold. So it feels like they're going to cost this team a playoff game with the way they've looked. But I don't know if there's any team that you could fully trust. Even Philadelphia, don't know if I can fully trust them because they've looked very vulnerable. That's why I say it's wide open. I don't think you have to fully put your trust into the Ravens when it comes to contending for a Super Bowl. But at the same time, everything's been so wide open because no team has been trustworthy. We put our trust in the Chiefs because of what Mahomes and Kelce and Andy Reid bring to the table, but you need your receivers to do something. And the fact that those guys are leading the league in drops, and they've lost games specifically because of these receivers, it makes you not want to trust them. For the first time, I don't feel like I can fully trust Kansas City because I can't trust that receiving core. And I just feel like they're going to let Mahomes down. I don't think there's anyone I trust right now, not even Philadelphia. Now, of course, it doesn't mean Philadelphia shouldn't be favored in the NFC, and Kansas City shouldn't be favored. Kansas City's going to be favored until you beat them. But in terms of how much I trust them, I trust certain individuals in that team. I even trust the defense to an extent. But I don't trust that receiving core. And if you can't trust your receiving core, that becomes a problem for Kansas City. This is the first time they've looked this vulnerable. Also, we really need to take advantage of this roster. Of course, we will always be playoff contenders with Lamar. But this might be one of the best rosters he's ever had, considering we just paid him. True. We'll see what happens. One week they cook the Lions, next week they struggle to be a bottom 2 team in the NFL. I mean, that's actually kind of just been how the AFC North has been for a while. And at the same time, we've seen that with a lot of teams this year. So again, we as Ravens fans are always going to speak about our team. But when you're looking around the scope for everything here, I think you can make arguments for a lot of teams not to be trusted. Can't trust the Cowboys. Can't trust the Cowboys right now. They haven't beaten a team over 500. Take a look at their roster. They've beaten 8 teams this year. I wrote this down too because I was talking about it earlier. Where's that paper? Let me see. I got it right here. I was thinking about this too because there was a discussion about the Cowboys. Can't trust the Cowboys right now because if you look at the teams they've beaten, in their 8 wins, they've beaten 7 teams, which of course they've beaten 6 teams. No, they've beaten 7 teams because they played the Giants twice. So they've beaten teams with a combined record of 25-59, and they've lost to teams with a combined record of 18-13. They have yet to beat a single team over 500. That's not a good look for them. So you can make an argument you can't trust the Cowboys. You also can't trust Philadelphia with the way they've looked in a lot of these games. But they found ways to win those games. So you can make the assessment there too. But again, for our team, we'll sit back and speak about it. But it's what it is. I don't know. You think a quarterback should win MVP this year? No. Give it to a defensive player. Offense has been down around the league. Offense has been down. That's number 1. Number 2, look at how the quarterbacks have all played. Jalen Hurts is leading in his MVP race, and his numbers aren't exactly impressive. Lamar's in the conversation. His numbers aren't majorly impressive. DK Metcalf with a beautiful catch. But he's out of bounds, incomplete. Mahomes' numbers haven't been the best because receivers keep dropping the ball. I don't think the quarterback battle for the MVP has been highly impressive. I don't think it's been highly impressive. I think if there's any year a defensive player should win MVP, it'll be this year. But that's not going to happen. So in my opinion, I sit back and say, if this is how it's going to be, in a year where offense is down, yet everyone's putting the quarterbacks, and offense is down and the quarterbacks aren't putting up impressive numbers, why not just, if we're not going to give it to a defensive player, just officially name the MVP or quarterback award. I'm tired of watching other non-quarterback players play well, and they're not even getting a look. DK is going to try to fight. He's going to come close, but he's going to be short. And once again, the Seahawks are going to have to punt the football. Mahomes has never played a road playoff game. You can thank the Titans in 2019 and 2021 for that. True, but again, handle business. You're not in that position. Chiefs should have got D-Hop when they had a chance. D-Hop would have been a great pickup for them, but they didn't go for it. Did you see what Tom Brady had said about the game? Yeah, we all saw it, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong, but he also benefited from those rules. So he was 100% on point with what he said. Everything he said about how the game is now, he's exactly right. But he also benefited from those rules, so we're not going to deny that. Seahawks defense is at least playing well, so we'll see how that goes. People don't realize how big getting Zay was. We got a good wide receiver and took him away from the Chiefs. And great job getting Zay. He's been a great player. Chargers poverty franchise, worst coach, and took Quentin instead of Zay and George. But that pick against Quentin, we'll see how that ages. But so far throughout the rookie year, that seems to have been a miss. But you give players time. We'll see how he does down the stretch. But so far, we got other receivers playing better than Quentin, and Quentin was drafted before those guys. Also, I wouldn't say Staley's the worst coach, but he is a coach that's up for firing. He's got to be on the hot seat. Yeah, Mahomes and Zay would have been disgusting. It would be like, all right, so now they got their pick to replace the production they were getting from Tyreek Hill. He ain't going to be exactly Tyreek Hill, but he's going to do a damn good job of trying to be that. Spanos not going to fire Staley. I mean, of course he's not going to fire Staley. I don't think they're going to give the MVP to Lamar. Honestly, I think it's just going to come down to whoever ends up having the best record. So I think Hurts can get it if he ends up with the best record. If the Ravens end up as a 1 seed, it depends down the stretch. We'll see. It's going to come down to one of the quarterbacks. And me personally, I don't care who wins it. I don't care about MVP, and for people that are talking about the MVP for a race for Lamar, me personally, I don't care about the MVP race. I don't care about the MVP race or Lamar's MVP candidacy. I don't care. Ayuk getting open in the middle of the field. Great play. First down, Niners. And Seattle's defense is trying to hold on. Not trying to give him a touchdown here. Purdy has time. Gonna float it. Incomplete. Nobody was there. Give Tyreek MVP. He's gonna get 2K yards, and the receiver has never gotten it. And they gave a kicker MVP before. Dude, they stopped giving non-quarterback players the MVP. Honestly, looking at what Tyreek Hill has done right now, let's see. Tyreek Hill, throughout the season, has 1,222 yards. The Miami Dolphins right now have played. McCaffrey's going to get on second down. He's going nowhere. They played 10 games. They play tomorrow against the Jets. So they got 7 games left. They've got 7 games left because they played 10 games. They got 7 games left. They're 7-3, so they got 7 games left, and he's at 12-22. Let me do some quick maths here with a calculator because I'm not about to. I could have just wrote it down, but I'm too lazy to do that because I got a piece of paper that I can write on. With 7 games left, Tyreek Hill has to average 111 receiving yards a game in order to break 2,000 yards. He could very well do so. Nice catch by Kittle on third down to keep the drive alive. First down, Niners. He has a great chance. He has to average 111 receiving yards a game within these next 7 games to be able to break 2K yards. He has a good shot, but we'll see. But I don't think Tyreek's going to get the MVP. They're just going to give it to a quarterback because it's a quarterback award. Which is unfair. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point. First and 10 here for the San Francisco 49ers. Purdy takes a snap. Looking over the middle. He's got a man open to Ayuk. It was broken up. Great defense right there. If Witherspoon does not break that up, that is a touchdown, and they're up 21-3. Sauce Gardner having a sophomore slump, so Tyreek gonna cook him for 200. We'll see. We'll see. Great stop by Witherspoon. That's a touchdown right there if he doesn't make that play. What's your prediction for us on Sunday night? I mean, I got the Ravens beating the Chargers. If the Ravens play up to their potential, they'll win that game by double digits. If they mess around with the Chargers, they'll win it by a field goal. Because the Chargers are the only team in the AFC that chokes more than we do. I don't trust the Chargers, especially not at home. When they're at home, they just... Ugh. So if the Ravens play the way we expect them to play, and they produce the way we've seen them produce against good teams for the most part, they'll win this game by double digits. If they mess around, turn the ball over, and make mistakes, they'll probably win it by a field goal. Either way, it should be an interesting matchup on Sunday night. I still got the Ravens winning, though. 3rd and 6. Purdy. Pressure's coming. Fires over the middle. It's caught by Deebo Samuel. First down, Seahawks inside the 10. So it's 1st and goal for the Niners. And Seattle trying to make a stop. Ain't nothing happening right now. First and goal here for the Niners. Seattle, they got to be tired, man. They've been doing everything to try to stop these guys. McCaffrey trying to break free. McCaffrey breaks it. McCaffrey, he's in again. Touchdown, San Francisco. And that's two touchdowns for Christian McCaffrey. It's 20-3 in Seattle. Is it me or primetime games have been really they have not been great. It has not lived up to the potential. I will tell you that right now. It has not lived up to the potential. What good primetime games besides Bills and Jets week 1? I mean, we can at least say the Eagles and Chiefs was a good primetime game. Can't take that away from them. Eagles and Chiefs was a good primetime game. So that was definitely one. Hey, if we are lucky, Baltimore's got a couple primetime games. Speaking of that, let me just speak on this right now. Take a look at Baltimore's schedule real quick down the stretch. So we played on Thursday night against Cincinnati. Our next game is against the Chargers this Sunday night. So Sunday night football, we play the Chargers. We go on a bye week. We come back, play the Rams at 1 p.m. We got the Jaguars on the 17th, prime time. I believe that's Sunday night football. Then we have another game next week, which will be Monday night football on Christmas Day against the Niners. You got a Dolphins game at 1 p.m. And let me tell you this right now. Do you understand what Sunday night football game is for week 17? Let me pull this up real quick. Sunday night football for what is that? Week 17? Week 17. Sunday night football for week 17 is Packers and Vikings. It's Packers and Vikings. I want you to know this. Packers and Vikings is week 17. There's nothing you can tell me that will make me sit back and believe they're not flexing that. I'm telling you this right now. We'll wait and see. But I sat back and saw it's Vikings and Packers. Now, those could be two interesting teams because maybe the Packers, they're starting to get back in the playoff race, and the Vikings, they're still in the playoff race. So maybe they stand still. Maybe they stand suit. They don't change it. But I am convinced they're flexing the Ravens-Dolphins to Sunday Night Football. They could easily just switch the Vikings and the Packers to a 1 p.m. game or try to make it a 4:25 game. I'm telling you right now, they have opportunities to flex games on Sunday night. When it comes to Sunday games, they can flex it. I'm telling you this right now. Sunday Night Football, Week 17, I would not be surprised if it's Ravens-Dolphins. I would not be surprised if it's Ravens-Dolphins. They may flex that. Depending on where the Ravens and where the Dolphins stand, they may flex it. Because again, we got the Niners on prime time. We got the Jaguars on prime time. I don't see why the Dolphins wouldn't be on prime time as well. Do not be surprised. I will tell you this right now. Do not be surprised if they flex it. Do not be surprised. Down the stretch, they want to get some of these good games. Since when is Jason Peters the oldest NFL player? I don't know if you know. Didn't even know that. He's going deep. He's looking for Metcalf. They just can't connect. They really just can't connect. Thank you for telling me to start Dak over Lamar. Yeah, I told you were going up against the Commanders. Stop. I'm telling you moving forward, do not pick Lamar Jackson at this point. The Ravens run the ball when they're at the goal line. And Dak's going up against teams under 500. Just make the start choice and pick Dak. Just saying. Just saying. Do yourself a favor. Actually, it might get tough for me to say that. Because, I don't know, at that point, you kind of just go at it, but Well, I mean, looking at Dallas' schedule, arguably 5 of the next 6 games are going to be against teams over 500. So I don't know. But the Ravens' schedule is tough as well. So yeah, I don't know. Either way, I just told you, Dak was an easy pick. Dak was an easy pick against the Commanders, a terrible team. That was an easy choice. Lamar could still ball out on Sunday Night Football against the Chargers. But I was just going to make an easy pick right there because I already knew the Commanders were going to get smoked by this team. It was just the easier decision. That was an easy call right there. Yeah, stats overrated. Lamar's playing really, really well this year, but because our run game in the red zone is good, it looks like he's not having a good year. Me personally, I don't care. Like I said, people only going to use those stats to try and push an agenda. At the end of the day, if he's sitting here with the ring, we don't have to talk about this. Gino getting sacked, and they're going to have to punt the football again. Just nothing's happening here. Absolutely nothing is happening here for the Seahawks offense. They look terrible. They just look terrible. Niners getting the ball again. Seahawks defense is trying to do everything in their power to keep their team in this game, but this team's terrible. Legit top 5 worst quarterback on par with Zach, Mac, and Tommy. Oh, Gino? Yeah. Oh, get Gino out the game? Yeah, because he's playing bad. I don't know what's going on with him. He started off the season well, and he's just turning the ball over. He's just turning the ball over for no reason. Yeah, I saw that they fired Matt Canada. Happy that. Shout out to you, Nikolai. Appreciate you pulling up for this stream. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Zach Wilson's done. Yeah, we know he's done. He's done with the Jets, most likely. Or they may try to keep him and sit back and pretend that that's the case. I did not hear that about Tommy. I don't know if that's true or not, but me personally, I don't care. If that's how it is what it is. But I didn't hear about that. I don't really care about players' personal lives or what's happening in their households. Don't even know if that's true or not. Again, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going to debate you on that one. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying I don't pay attention to things that are happening in people's personal lives. I personally don't care. His mom can still be making his lunch boxes for him. I don't care. That has nothing to do with me. I've always got that rule. I care about what the players are doing on the field when they're playing the game. I don't care about their personal lives. It has nothing to do with me. I don't talk on people's personal lives. Now, when a player does something terrible, obviously that's got to be addressed. You know, I can't just be sitting here and acting like the person's a good player. Whatever. If they're doing something bad, we'll probably just address it and be like, yeah, this guy is not a good person. But we'll only address it in terms of people that look up to players. Be like, yeah, you should probably stop that because this guy, I wouldn't be looking up to him. He's doing this, and that. We point that out, but I'm not here to air out people's dirty laundry. I don't care about what's happening in people's personal lives. That's why with this whole Taylor Swift thing with Travis Kelce, I don't care about that. I don't care that he's in that relationship with Taylor. I don't personally care. I just want to see what Travis Kelce's doing on the field, and I hope he's being productive for the Chiefs. I don't care about what's happening in your personal life. Happy Thanksgiving, dude. Love your content. Appreciate that, John. Appreciate that. Thanksgiving football has been trashed. Yeah, the Lions didn't show up when the Packers did. Think about that. We could have had a great game because the Packers offense showed up, and the Lions just didn't show up when we needed them to. What team you think is going to potentially trade for Zach Wilson? None. I say no, but you know some NFL GM thinks they could. None. He has no trade value right now. At least when you had Sam Darnold, he showed you something. What have you seen from Zach Wilson? You think Daniel Jones will get cut soon even though the G-Men paid him? No. They paid him a $40 million contract. I don't see him getting cut. Nice defensive stop behind the line on Deebo Samuel. Second out count here for the Niners. I don't see him getting cut. They paid that man $40 million this year. They're not cutting him. He does have an elbow injury. That might be why he isn't playing well. Who, Gino? Gino has an elbow injury? Seahawks messed up their rebuild by making the playoffs and getting blown out by the Niners, instead of just tanking to get a young quarterback. Well, here's the thing. They weren't... Okay, we always talk about this. First, let's see what happens here with Purdy on 2nd and 15. He's trying to buy time. He's going to launch down the field. Oh, it's caught! But Debo's out of bounds. Anyway, 3rd down and 15. We see how Purdy's going to do this. They're just going to do a direct handoff to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey's going to be stopped. So, Seahawks get one more chance. Here's the thing about the Gino. I was about to say that, but I got a message. You know, it's still Thanksgiving, family and friends and stuff like that. But here's the thing about the Gino thing. You're saying they messed up the rebuild by making the playoffs and getting blown out by the Niners. They just take it for a young quarterback. Here's the thing about that, Luis. They made Gino their quarterback. People thought by making Gino their quarterback, they were not going to be a good football team. They were going to win 4, maybe 5 games at most. No one expected Gino to do what Gino did. So Gino overachieved for that year. So you can't say they messed up their rebuild. They didn't know Gino was going to ball out like that last year. Did anybody think Geno Smith was going to ball out like that? Based on what we've seen from Gino in the previous years, did anybody expect Geno Smith to play the way he played last year? Did anyone expect that? They put Gino in. Everyone, when we saw Geno Smith be their starting quarterback, before they paid him, when Gino was made the starter heading into last year, everyone thought they were tanking. But then Gino overachieved and they made the playoffs. At the end of the day, these players are not going to go out there and purposely play like garbage to tank. That's not what these teams are looking to do. Players go out there to play the game. If they get beat, they get beat. It's really the people at the top that might be looking to tank. And you put the guys out there you put out to hopefully help you tank. They put Gino out there to play and he overachieved for a year. So I don't know what to tell you to say that they messed up their tank. Who the hell thought Gino was going to lead them to the playoffs last year? Who thought Geno Smith would have looked like somewhat of an MVP candidate last year? Who thought they would have won so many games with Geno Smith? No one was predicting that. Everyone thought Gino would win 4 or 5 games with the Seahawks last year. So I'm not going to sit back and say they messed up their tank or they messed up their rebuild. No one expected Gino to be that good last year. That was a shock to everybody. Zach Wilson, Matt Jones, and Kenny Pickett, all 3 going to the XFL or USFL next year. And maybe, I don't know if they're going to get cut. I don't know about that. Gino got less yards than the Niners got points. Yeah, he's looking awful. He's looking awful right now. He just looks terrible. He really looks terrible. And he knows he shouldn't be playing like this. But yeah, like I said, who thought Geno Smith was going to play that well? So it's tough for me to sit back and say they messed up their rebuild. They put Geno Smith as their quarterback and just went with however it went. Unless you're going to say the front office tells Geno to stop playing good, but Geno just played the way he's playing. Had he had played the way he's playing right now, had he had played like that last year, they're getting 5-6 wins. So it is what it is with that. Either way, Seattle getting the ball one more time before halftime. Oh, he muffed the punt. What is he doing? All right, bro. I might have to have to check out. I'm not going to be here for a blowout on Thanksgiving. I might have to check out after this. The Jets have got to be the dumbest organization. Jets might have lost games, but at least Sam Darnold played well enough to win games. Zach Wilson straight trash. Well, I mean, it is. I don't know specifically about. If we're talking about them just dedicating themselves to Zach Wilson, they didn't want to dedicate themselves to Zach Wilson. They wanted Aaron Rodgers. I think they're dumb for letting Mike White go. You needed a backup, and for Aaron Rodgers, and they decided to let this guy go when he was balling out last year. Why do you think tanking is more common in the NBA than NFL? Because you got a lot of games, and in the NFL it's more. Not in the NFL. In the NBA it's more player centric. In the NFL it's more team centric. When it comes to the NBA, stars make that league. Stars legitimately make that league. If you don't have a star player, you're not going to win a lot of games. They play 82 games. What's going on, boss? How you doing? Appreciate you stopping by. What's going on, Derek? To you, man. I don't know what's going on with the Seahawks. Geno Smith has regressed. Maybe last year was a one-year wonder type situation with him because he's playing awful. He has been turning the ball over at a high rate the last 5 games, and they have showcased himself. They're getting embarrassed right now. But again, in the NBA, it's more star-focused. In the NFL, it's more team-focused. You can have star players in an NFL roster, but offense and defense can be 2 different things. You can have a great defense, but if you have a terrible offense, you're not going to win a lot of games. At the same time, if you have a great defense, they can carry you, like we're seeing with the Steelers. But in the NBA, it's more star-driven by their players. The players make the league. And because the players make the league and determine how things are going to go, if you don't have a star player, you're not really going to do much. Which is why you get a lot of these young teams with no star players that don't win. And if you're a team like the Sixers, who give up their talent to get regular young players that haven't made a name for themselves, because they're actively tanking, it's going to be easier to actively tank like that. They gave up on Sam Darnold too early. I think if they gave him the right coach with the right weapons, he could have been a top 15 quarterback, and then goes to Carolina with another awful coach. I don't know if Sam Darnold would have ever been a top 15 quarterback, but he might have been productive. I can give you that. He could have potentially been productive, but I don't know if I would say top 15. Maybe in the top 20. I don't think he would have been a legit top 15. I don't think he would have been middle of the pack. But he could have been somewhat productive, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, if he would have had a better coaching situation, if he would have had a better coach, been in the better. Nah, I mean the Jets had talent, but they didn't have a lot of talent, and the defense wasn't what it is back then that they are now. But yeah, I guess if he wasn't a better system, if he did have a better coach, maybe. Yeah, it sucks that Aaron Rodgers got hurt in the 4th play, but it is what it is. That's just how it goes in football sometimes. But yeah, maybe if he has a better coach, and maybe if he's in a better system, he's good. Geno Smith is not a good quarterback. Boy, is he not playing like a good quarterback. He doesn't even look remotely close to how he looked last year. Man's playing terrible football right now, and it's showcasing itself. You just gotta hope the Niners don't score another touchdown. You better hope Debo don't get that first down, and he doesn't. They stop him short, and the Seahawks are going to probably use another timeout here. No, they're going to let the clock run. Oh, they're going to let the clock run. What are they doing? So they did call a timeout. Seahawks need to take Jaden Daniels. He'll probably be a late first rounder. I mean, I don't know what they'll take. We'll see if they'll look to make a change. I don't know. Seattle will probably try to do something. Seconds left on this clock, and Niners gonna go for it because they want to see if they can. They're up 21-3. They have nothing to lose. 15 total yards and a half is embarrassing for a football team. They got Christian McCaffrey. They got nothing to lose, and they're up 21-3. Seattle gets the ball back, so might as well go for it to see if he can extend it. they haven't been great at stopping a lot of things so far, so they could attempt it. They're not going to go for it. I'm surprised. I guess they're going to add more points to the lead and make it a 21-point lead. Exactly. I'm just saying with Christian McCaffrey, you could have gone for it. McCaffrey's got 2 touchdowns today. I'm just saying. Are the Seahawks always going to keep this green on green color? Yeah, that's one of their main colors that they like to use, especially on primetime games. When it comes to primetime, they like using these color schemes for they like to use these versions of the jerseys. That's just what they like. That's what they usually utilize. Seahawks have an awful pass defense. Needs to get a cornerback and also have an awful pass rush. I mean, technically their corners have been great this year. You more would probably look more towards the middle. They keep leaving a lot of space underneath and around the middle of the field. So do you want to look to add to the linebacking core? Because, I mean, if you look at how their corners are played, it's not like those corners are specifically getting beat consistently over the top. A lot of this stuff that's happening is happening in the middle, in the intermediate part, around the middle of the field. That's kind of where you're seeing the issues come up. So that's the aspect you'd probably look at. Hasn't been good this year. Devon Witherspoon has been a top 5 corner though. Yeah, he's been killing it. Anyway, their secondary has been kind of meh. It's kind of been up and down. But the corner situation has been relatively solid. We don't care if the game is bad. We just want to chill with you and ask questions. I appreciate that. Though at the same time, I'm probably heading into halftime. Because I already knew I was probably going to get about a half. And I can't just keep being on the phone like answering stuff here. So, looks like the game is over. I mean, I'm pretty much heading out too. I knew I was probably going to get a half of football here. But I did want to come up and just do a couple things. I'll see you Sunday night. Probably. Is there a 1 o'clock game I may want to do? If I'm able to. Is there anything I would potentially attempt to look? Nah, I'll probably just stay till Sunday. I'll just wait till Sunday night. I think that's just better for me. I don't think I want to do a 1 o'clock game or anything like that. Try to just save my time for, let's see, the 1 o'clock games: Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Carolina, Tennessee, New Orleans, Atlanta, Tampa, and Indianapolis, New England, New York, Jacksonville, Houston. Actually, that one could be good. Jacksonville and Houston could be an interesting one, but I know I'm not getting that one on CBS. Cleveland, Denver. I mean, if you give me let's see. If I somehow am able to watch Jacksonville and Houston, I might attempt that. Other than that, in all honesty, I'm probably not doing Sunday night. I'm probably not doing any 1 p.m. game, and I'll just wait for Sunday night football. Peace out, man. Have a happy Thanksgiving. You too, man. I'm just waiting for halftime to come up, and we'll just call it a day here. Because, I mean, I'm not going to be here for this second half. So there's 39 seconds left on this clock. Seahawks have 1 timeout to work with, and they're going to try to get something out of this. Can you get points? I mean, even a field goal would do good for you. And it's time for you guys to, on this drive, you got to target the middle of the field. When you're using DK Metcalf, it's awesome when you use those crossing routes. You keep trying to get them on the outside, and right now they're putting Witherspoon on them, and it's working. You got to mix it up. You got to get Tyler Lockett involved. You got to get DK involved. Something's got to change up. They got to switch things up. Field goal, punt, interception, punt. Nothing's really happening here. They got to get something going. Can you at least try to get in the field goal range? We'll find out. 34 seconds left before halftime. Gino's going to take this snap. He's going to fire over the middle, and he gets it to DK Metcalf. And they pick up a first down. They're going to have to go quickly. They only have 1 timeout. 20 seconds left on the clock here. They're going to take it. Gino fires. Caught. Going to get out of bounds. First down here for
15 seconds left. Jason Peters' turn.
the Seahawks. Oh boy. Peters is hurt. He's got to get out the game. If he has got to come off the field, man. They can't afford to give their final timeout to an injury timeout. So he's going to have to try to gut this out. He's in pain, but he has to gut this out and get off the field as quickly as possible. First down and 10. They're at their own 42-yard line. 14 seconds left to go. Can they get into field goal range and make this somewhat manageable? You get the ball coming out of half. Can you come up with points? Gino to Tyler Lockett. Finally targeting Tyler Lockett. 9 seconds left. You got 9 seconds left. You got a timeout. It's time to look towards the middle of the field. It's time to look towards the middle of the field. You've been attacking the outsides perfectly, getting out of bounds. It's time to, you're around midfield. It's time to look towards the middle of the field. A big play down the field, in the middle of the field, can do you wonders. 9 seconds left. Gino fires across the middle of the field. Get to the Deebo Samuel. Perfect. Timeout, and they're in field goal range. Kick the field goal and see if you can get some points heading into halftime. That was perfectly executed. And you were able to get something here. That was the best drive they've showcased all day. Execution was there. And at the end of the day, they got into field goal range. They're going to try to kick a field goal, and we'll see what happens. They can get this field goal. It'll be 24-6, but at least you have some life, and you can take that with you heading into halftime. You showcase you can move the ball down the field with efficiency. Can you bring that momentum with you to the second half of this game? Jason Myers has been 3 for 6 on 50-plus yard field goals. Can he hit this? 53 yards here. Shanahan's going to call a timeout. Try and ice the kicker before halftime.
Seattle had that game really in control for 3 quarters. And again, you brought it up at the very beginning. Even one back going into tonight, it changed so much. Just the feel around this team coming into this game.
Well, if you cannot come out of here with a win, that's 2 in a row, and the next 3 are just brutal. I mean, they're probably going to be a touchdown underdog in the next 3 games. And so
We'll have to see how this game goes heading into halftime. Can Seattle get some momentum by hitting this field goal? 53-yard field goal kick is up. It's leaning no good. And you head into halftime with no momentum. That's a bad... Wait, flag on the play. Flag on the play. If this play goes against Seattle, they're going to have another chance. But did the play happen after the kick? We have to find out what this flag's about.
The officials try to keep control.
We'll figure out what this flag's about.
This flag is after the play.
If it happened after the play, it doesn't matter what happened with the kick.
Or Jordan.
Mike, it came in the middle of the play. Watch right here. They're going to flip somebody upside down here. You see, Stone Forsythe just takes his man and flips him. And
Ooh.
then the melee started from there.
Someone took a helmet. They're going to call that flip right there by Seattle is going to ultimately be, this is going to be interesting. What's the call going to be here? It happened during the play. It didn't happen after the play. Honestly, this is going to be interesting. Is it just going to be on the Seahawks? Is it going to be on the Niners? Is it going to be on both teams in offsets? And are they going to declare this happening after the play?
Field goal is no good. 3. The score here at halftime is looking at after the play.
There we go.
Unnecessary rough defense from the 78. This 15-yard penalty was being forced to hold the ball in the second half.
All right, so it happened after the play, so it'll be enforced during the kickoff for the second half. So Seahawks missed the field goal. It's a 24-3 game, and honestly, guys, I'm going to head on out. I wanted to talk with you guys a little, Thursday night, get some Thanksgiving. Knew I wasn't going to be here for long, but I felt the need to give a little stream to you guys. So I appreciate some of you guys pulling up. Appreciate everybody in the chat pulling up to have this discussion. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the night. Spend time with your family. Continue to eat some good food. It's only 10 o'clock. People, I mean, everyone's already eating at this point, so I don't know if you can add any more. At this point, if you're at a family's house, you're probably heading home with some leftovers. But you know, enjoy the rest of your night. Spend the rest of the time with your family, and just do your thing. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you stopping by and just tuning in for a quick stream here. Happy Thanksgiving once again, and that's all I got for you guys. Peace out.